Hi everyone, it's me Ashley, and I just wanted to make a video on how to take a Clearblue digital pregnancy test in case you were thinking about doing that. I had a recent experience, so I just kind of also wanted to give everyone an update. So I had a few pregnancy tests, pink dyes, that came out positive, and they were faint lines, and so I just kind of wanted to give an update as to how everything is going. So I got my blood work done, and the results actually came back negative. So unfortunately, they were false positives, which I'm also going to make a couple reviews as far as some of these tests are concerned. So you might want to be wary if you see a faint line on a test, because sometimes, for whatever reason, a line technically just isn't a line anymore. And I've been reading about these false positive tests for a while. So with that being said, now that I know what the results are, I just want to go ahead and show you how to take a digital pregnancy test. And I did a first response gold the other night. So I just want to go ahead and show you a Clearblue, which is another very popular test. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and explain how it works. You're going to want highly concentrated urine, the same as you would with any other pregnancy test. And this is how it displays the results: pregnant 1 to 2, pregnant 2 to 3, pregnant 3 weeks or more, and then of course not pregnant. And I'm using a weeks estimator, and you want to dip the pregnancy test for about 20 seconds. If you're dipping it in a cup of urine, which I opt to do a cup of urine, because if you pee and the urine is not highly concentrated, you can dump it and try again later. So that way you're not wasting a test. You can also do this in your urine stream as well, but I just prefer myself to do the cup of urine. And if you do the urine stream, you want to put it in for at least 5 seconds. So with that being said, the best urine to use is your first morning urine. It's the most highly concentrated, but if for whatever reason you're unable to do that, you can also hold your urine for a minimal of, I want to say, about 3 to 4 hours, and you want to, refrain from drinking beverages that are water-based, kind of like teas or water or whatnot. Coffee is more, and salty foods, on the other hand, will yield more of a concentrated result. So I'm going to have to actually set the camera down just for a second so I can get this started, because the way that this works, once you take it out of the foil, it starts to activate the test. So let me just set this down for a minute. And sorry, for a minute you're going to be looking at nothing. And let me just go ahead and get this set up. Okay, here we go. So this is what the test looks like, and this is the cap that goes over it. And so, unlike with the Frere Gold Digital, it doesn't automatically have a time clock until you dip it into the urine. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. Let's go ahead and dip it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And then we want to go ahead and put the cap back on. And then you want to lay it flat just like this. And then you're going to see a time, you're going to see an hourglass, and it's going to start flashing like that. And so typically you get the results within about 3 minutes or so. Now I know what my results will be because I had blood work to confirm that. But this is just showing you how to take a digital if you ever opt to do that. And I will tell you this, For early pregnancy, I highly suggest a more sensitive test. Most digitals, although they claim to be sensitive, I believe you need a higher concentration of HCG in order for those to be positive or to pick up on it. So if you ever test with one of these in early pregnancy and it comes out negative, it could very well be a false negative. Now, it's very rare to get a false positive, So after a minute, it should give your result. And again, if you are pregnant, it may do pregnant first. Let me get there we go. It may do pregnant first, and then it may take another 3 minutes for the weeks estimator to come up with the result. And then, of course, not pregnant, it's just going to say not pregnant. And so we just wait patiently. As it just flashes. So it's kind of neat taking these tests, though, if you actually are pregnant, because you can take photos and kind of use them in pregnancy announcements to say, hey, we're pregnant. So it's kind of neat. And you can also use dye tests, but this just, the words itself, pregnant, there's no guessing. So it's really, our technology definitely has come a long ways. I don't know how they did this back in the day when these tests did not exist. Okay, there you go. And as you can see, not pregnant. Which I know that because my blood work came back today. So, but that's what the result looks like. And it's a clear indication. And so there's no guessing really. Unless, again, you're early in pregnancy. Now, if you are getting very dark, vivid lines, say like on first response or other store brand tests that have a higher concentration of HCG, like say if it's a 50 MIU test or 40 MIU test and you're still getting a not pregnant, you may just opt to do some blood work and see where your levels are. Doing a quantitative will give you precise numbers versus a qualitative, which is very similar to a urine test, which will give you just a basic yes or no. And I believe with the qualitative, it's, 25 to 50 MIU in your bloodstream that they would need to yield a yes. So with a quantitative test, on the other hand, even if you're at 6.5, it'll give you those numbers. So, okay, well, so this is how you take a Clearblue digital home pregnancy test. It's very easy, very simple, very easy to read. You just got to make sure that you follow the instructions. I always opt to read the instructions before I take the test, just to make sure I'm doing it properly. You always want to read it within the time frame, but the good thing about these digital tests is there are absolutely no evaporation lines. Now, however, this battery in here, which is like I think it's like an 8-volt battery, actually can last a couple days. So if you yield a pregnant result and you want to share it with friends and family, the good thing is, although it says it may last only 30 minutes to an hour or whatnot, it can actually, I tested this theory out. The test actually stayed displaying the results for about 3 days. I was really amazed. So I thought that was really neat. So, okay. Well, if you have enjoyed watching this and this has been helpful to you, do us a favor and give this video a like. I sure would appreciate that, and I'll definitely continue to keep making these educational and formal videos. Also, subscribe to our channel. That would definitely help me out quite a bit as well. And be sure to visit our website, www.peeonstickfreak.com. Like us on Facebook, Pee on a Stick Freak. Follow us on Instagram, Pee on a Stick Freak, and of course Twitter, Pee on a Stick FRK. And also, you lovely ladies that are in the process of trying to conceive or whatnot, having a baby, if you would like, if you're in that process, going through that journey, feel free to join our Facebook support group. It is a fertility, infertility, trying to conceive support group. We are called the Pee-on-a-Stick Freaks. You can look us up. Feel free to join. We're a very laid back group. We have amazing girls in there, and we would absolutely love to have you as an addition. And our informational website, of course, is www.peeonestickfreak.com, where we update our content constantly. So again, this is Ashley signing off. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. And I definitely give Clearblue 2 thumbs up. I just highly recommend to have a higher concentration of HCG, just so you don't get a false negative. So again, visit us at www.peeonestickfreak.com. Join our Facebook group, Pee-on-a-Stick Freaks. Facebook, Pee-on-a-Stick Freak. Instagram, Pee-on-a-Stick Freak. And Twitter, Pee-on-a-Stick FRK. We look forward to having you. And thank you again. Again, if you enjoyed watching this video, give it a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you again. This is Ashley signing off. Y'all have a wonderful evening.